Hello and welcome to Blurry Photos. I am David Flora.
And I'm David Stecco.
And this week we will be discussing some cryptozoology for you.
Maybe it's cryptozoology. I don't know.
Could be the real.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, it could be a UFO. It could be an interdimensional being whose exact motives we don't understand.
Who knows, man? Let's jump right into this.
At this point,
lake.
everyone's already figured out. There's only one thing we're talking about.
Exactly.
The Mothman. Los hombres del moth.
That's right. Spanish for moth is moth. All right, Stecco. So let's say, just imagine you are a woman.
I was already doing it.
All right. This is the early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You're driving down Route 2, West Virginia.
Absolutely.
All right?
Just outside of Point Pleasant?
Just outside. Somewhere near there.
Mm-hmm.
The early ones were a little ways away. Not exactly in, but we'll
Right.
get to that. So you're driving down Route 2.
I'm driving. In the 60s, and I'm a woman?
And you're a woman.
Wow! This
All right.
is science fiction!
So far. So, there's this... You see this large man-shaped figure that steps onto the road in front of you. So what do you do?
I swerve to avoid him. I apply the brakes.
The brakes and the brakes and the Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah!
So yeah, you slow down, and then all of a sudden you see these two huge wings spread from behind this thing, and it up and flies away. What do you do, woman in the 60s?
I go immediately to the police and file a report of what I have seen on this day.
But you don't.
Oh, come on!
Because you would be labeled as crazy.
That's true. But this is West Virginia. If I ran into town screaming, "Lordy, Lordy, I just done seen the devil," local hero.
You would have cops swarming.
Local hero.
Local hero. So, okay. Let's fast forward to 1966.
Okay.
All right? Imagine that you are a woman.
Thank God.
You're married to a doctor.
I'm not the same woman, though. This isn't like...
This is a new woman.
Okay.
You're married to a doctor, and you see some 6-foot thing that resembles a giant butterfly. That's the only way you can describe it.
That's the best I can come up with.
That's the best you can come up with.
I'm married to a doctor.
You don't have to make the decisions.
I'm sorry, this episode's about sexism. It is not about Mothman at all.
We'll get out of
Bait
that.
and switch.
So, on down the road.
Uh-huh.
Not the literal road, but the road of time.
Yeah, I've been telling everyone the best I can say is it was like a giant butterfly
Right,
man.
but you don't exactly report this either.
Right.
Different
I don't
women
even tell my husband
still.
because I'm already taking so much Valium because I'm a
Probably.
woman in the late 60s.
Who's got...
In the South.
Who can be prescribed
Right.
prescription like nothing. So, November 12th, 1966. Stecco, you are a gravedigger.
Oh, female gravedigger?
Yes, let's just say.
Sure.
Sure. For argument's sake, you are
Okay.
a female gravedigger. There are 5 gravediggers in total. They never said whether they were male or female. I'm assuming
Perfect.
male, but let's just say...
Yeah, let's say.
Let's make the rule of 3 happen here.
In my mind, I've already written a musical and all these women are the same women.
Exactly.
Said they're same woman, and this is about a woman's journey through West Virginia and the things she's seen.
And the graves and the
Yes.
cryptids that she
Yeah.
comes across. You look up in the wee hours of grave digging.
Mm-hmm.
You see a brown human being fly out of the trees near the town of Clendenin.
I mean, am I just being really racist? Is that what's
Nope,
happening right
nope,
now?
Nope.
I'm describing it as best I can.
Exactly. That's the best you can do. It's a human being with wings
That it flew.
that looks kind of brownish.
It flew out of the trees.
Flew out of the trees. All right.
Who do I tell this to?
Who do you tell it to? I tell you what.
I'm a gravedigger, so I'm assuming that most people consider me to be drunk full time,
Probably.
or at least enough.
Probably. We're being not only sexist, but occupationist at this point.
That is not a word, and everyone knows that painters and gravediggers are drunks. This is fact.
Fact. Check it. All right, so let's say you don't say anything about this, or you're going to get around to it. Yeah. Well, too
at my
bad.
quarterly Gravediggers review, Union
Exactly.
rules, I get one of those.
It's too bad though, because the next day, somebody one ups you. We got two couples driving out near an abandoned TNT plant.
Right, because when you're in West Virginia and you want to take a lady out on a special ride, we's going out to the TNT plant.
Exactly. That's where they go to neck.
Nice!
And park and all those other terms.
Explosion puns.
So you're driving through this TNT area. You see a tall figure by the road. Mm-hmm. Sounds familiar to us. Not to them, though. It's a little bit bigger than a man. Has some folded wings behind it, attached to it. Then it turns around in the headlights, and its eyes glow red as if a reflector on a bike or a car.
Yeesh.
Taillights.
Now, I'd like to point out right now, I don't know what I've done, how I react to this just yet, but already we've established a culture of silence and non-reporting that is going to severely impact my ability to make this decision. Because people have been saying this for years, and since no one talks, I don't know what to do. People, this is what you should take from this story.
Exactly. You see a cryptid, just shut up.
No! Tell a gravedigger.
Tell a gravedigger.
Tell your doctor husband. Tell someone.
So these kids, these two couples, see this thing. Boom! They're like, "We're out of here." They take off. They're flying down the road. They say they're going at speeds, quote, better than 100 miles per hour, unquote. Now, they turn around and look back, and this winged humanoid thing leaps into the air, stretches its wings out, and takes off after them in pursuit. Not really flapping its wings, just sort of gliding along behind them, but keeping up with them exactly. At speeds maybe better than 100 miles per hour, which I find suspect.
You know, at first I would, but you are in moonshiner country.
It's a good point. Where NASCAR was born.
That's right.
Where NASCAR was born. So,
we're doing everything we can to discuss everything but the Mothman.
We'll get to it. It's juicy. It's juicy.
This is a rich tapestry here.
So, what do? They break the mold. They run straight to the sheriff's to the sheriff's office. Right? Mm-hmm. They immediately report it, and a deputy goes back out there with them. Now, I'm not sure. They were supposed to be scared out of their wits at this point. If you're that scared, why would you go back with
a guy with a gun? I mean,
so.
I would. At that point, I was like, I was scared, and now I'm mad. Could you bring that shotgun and let's punish this thing for making me scared? P.S. I probably missed out on some hot makeouts. This may have cost me some action, and I'm extra mad.
Those are the stages that you go through. It's like the stages of death.
Yeah.
So they go back out there with this deputy. They go back to the spot of the sighting. As they pass the spot where they had initially seen this thing, the radio starts emitting this high-pitched, almost squeal-like. It just goes fritzy. Almost sounds like a sped-up record at this point. The deputy turns off the radio, kind of gets freaked out at that point. They kind of do a little check around, look at stuff, don't see anything, so they hightail it back to town and file the report. So, what do we have here? What do you think so far?
So far, I don't think we have a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't think we have a lot so far. I mean, virtually anything at night's eyes will glow when you put a headlight in them.
Mm-hmm. That's true. True.
You know, you've got two people whose minds were on other things. I think that so far...
Four people, really.
4 people, yeah. So far, I think you've got grounds for a fair amount of skepticism about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.